You see traders on Twitter flexing Lambos, screenshots of six-figure days, or that one guy who turned $1,000 into $1 million with Tesla options. The instinct? Copy them. But here's the problem. You're only seeing the survivors. For every success story, there are thousands of silent failures. That's survivorship bias, trading's invisible trap. When you step into trading, you're flooded with highlight reels. CNBC glorifies the super traders who called Apple at $10. YouTube is packed with 20-somethings explaining how they quit their job to day trade full-time. And Twitter, or let's be honest, FinTwit, is basically a non-stop casino of screenshots, Rolex wrist checks, and rocket emojis. It's natural to think, if they can do it, so can I. That's not entirely wrong. You can learn and grow. But here's the catch. You're not seeing the full picture. For every trader posting massive wins, there are dozens, maybe hundreds, who blew up their accounts and quietly disappeared. They're not on social media bragging about losing everything on Tesla calls. They just vanish. That's survivorship bias at work. It tricks us into thinking success is more common than it really is. In trading, this bias can cloud judgment, inflate confidence, and lead to reckless decision-making. Today, we're breaking down survivorship bias, why it's dangerous, how it creeps into your trading decisions, and how to spot it before it wrecks your mindset and your account. We'll use some real-world examples, think Apple, Amazon, and other market darlings, to show how this bias shapes perception. And most importantly, I'll give you practical strategies to fight it. Because here's the truth. Successful trading isn't about copying survivors. It's about learning the rules of the game and the hidden stories you're not being shown. Before we continue, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Noesis. Noesis is a platform built specifically for traders who want to level up their consistency and mindset while avoiding mental pitfalls. It gives you tools like a daily mental check-in, a trade journal, and an emotion wheel to track your state while trading. On top of that, it includes structured playbooks, which are strategy checklists that you can go through before and after each trade, plus a playbook marketplace where you can explore proven strategies from other traders or share your own. If you're serious about developing the psychological edge that most traders ignore, Noesis is worth checking out. You can get started today at noesis.zone, link in the description. What is survivorship bias? Let's start simple. Survivorship bias happens when you focus only on the people or things that made it and ignore the countless others that didn't. Imagine you're watching a YouTube video titled, How I Made $500,000 Trading AAPL. The person seems sharp, their strategy sounds logical, and they're proof it works. But what you don't see are the 100 other traders who tried that same approach and lost money. You're only seeing the survivor, not the graveyard of failed accounts. This is like looking at Apple today and saying, if I just bought and held, I'd be rich. True, but survivorship bias forgets the hundreds of tech companies in the 90s that didn't survive. Ever heard of Palm, Compaq, or Gateway? Exactly. Real-world example, Apple and the winners. We remember Take Apple. Everyone loves to point out, if you bought $1,000 of Apple in 2001, you'd have over $500,000 today. Great stat. But survivorship bias hides the flip side. In 2001, Apple wasn't Apple. It was a struggling computer company on the brink. Competitors like Gateway seemed just as promising. Investors had to choose without knowing the future. Most of those Apple alternatives are dead today. If you only look back at Apple's success, you think, I just need to pick the next Apple. But that ignores the reality. Most next Apples never make it. Survivorship bias distorts the odds, making it look easy when it's anything but. How survivorship bias plays out in trading psychology. Here's how this bias shows up in your day-to-day trading mindset. Copying gurus. You see a trader posting wins with Tesla options. They survived. But for every guru, hundreds blew up using the same style. If you copy blindly, you inherit the risks without the hidden failures. Overestimating your edge. When you only study successful strategies, you think trading has a higher success rate than it does. You might believe your odds of becoming consistently profitable are 80%, when realistically, most beginners fail. Risk. Blindness. Survivorship. Bias makes risk invisible. You see the win, not the thousands of losses. It's like watching highlight reels of Michael Jordan and thinking you'll dominate your weekend league by copying his jump shot. You forget the years of unseen training, failure, and genetics. Why survivorship bias happens. Why do our brains fall for this? A few reasons. We love stories. Humans are wired for storytelling. Apple's rise, or that trader's $1 million account, those are inspiring stories. Gateways collapse? Not so much. Winners speak louder. Losers stay silent. Who posts their blown-up account balance on Instagram? Nobody. Our brains crave shortcuts. It's easier to believe follow the winners than to face the messy truth. Success requires discipline, patience, and risk control. Practical fixes. So how do you fight survivorship bias in trading? Study failures, not just successes. Want to understand Apple's rise? Study why Gateway died. Learn from fallen hedge funds, failed traders, and busted strategies. You'll learn more about risk management than success stories ever teach. Track your own data. Keep a trading journal. The sponsor of this video can help you with this. Remember to check noesis.zone out. Write down wins and losses. Survivorship bias thrives on selective memory. I'm a pretty good trader. I just need to size up. Your journal will reveal the truth. Maybe your edge isn't as strong as you think, or maybe your wins come only in certain conditions. Think in probabilities, not stories. Instead of saying, Trader X made $1 million, so I can too. Think, what's the actual probability of this working long term? Replace stories with numbers. Beware of cherry-picked results. When someone shows you a winning trade, ask, how many trades did it take to get here? What's the full track record? If they can't show consistency, it's survivorship bias bait. Normalize losses. Remind yourself, even great traders lose. What matters isn't surviving one trade, it's surviving long enough to stay in the game. Survivorship bias is sneaky. It makes you believe trading is easier than it really is. It glamorizes winners and erases the failures that teach the most important lessons. When you catch yourself idolizing someone's Apple trade or six-figure Tesla options win, pause. Ask, what am I not seeing? What risks are invisible here? Your job as a trader isn't to copy survivors. It's to understand the full battlefield, including the silent casualties. Because long-term survival in trading comes from awareness, discipline, and managing risk, not chasing highlight reels. If this hit home, hit the like button. It helps push this message to more traders who need to hear it. Drop a comment. Have you ever fallen for survivorship bias? Maybe copying someone else's winning strategy? And subscribe to No Markets so you don't miss the next episode, where we'll cover another sneaky mindset trap that ruins accounts. Remember, trading isn't about copying survivors. It's about surviving yourself.